The phenomenon of absence giving birth to an intensified presence in the heart of another. We speak of why at times a man may find himself drawn with an almost magnetic force to the woman who through an act of courage or necessity chooses to release her grip. This is not a superficial game, a mere tactic of manipulation. No, this is an exploration into the very essence of human desire, the nature of attachment and the unexpected power found in detachment. Consider the nature of water. When held tightly in a closed fist, it slips through the fingers, defying containment, but when allowed to flow freely, to follow its own course, it carves valleys, nourishes life, and eventually returns to us in the vastness of the ocean or in the gentle rain that replenishes the earth. So too is the human heart. When we cling, when our hands are clenched in fear of loss, we inadvertently choke the very life we seek to hold. The man, sensing this constriction, even if unconsciously, may recoil, not from the woman herself, but from the perceived burden of expectation, the pressure of a love that feels more like a claim than an offering. When a woman, however, possesses the wisdom and the inner fortitude to let go, she is not abandoning. She is in fact performing an act of profound trust, trust in herself, trust in the other, and trust in the natural unfolding of life. This act of release creates a void, an emptiness, not of neglect, but of invitation. It is in this void that true desire has room to breathe, to expand, to blossom organically. For the man, this sudden absence can trigger a re-evaluation. When something is readily available, it is often taken for granted. We become accustomed to its presence, much like the air we breathe, essential, yet rarely consciously appreciated, until it is scarce. The moment a woman releases her hold, she removes the perceived pressure. She ceases to be an object of pursuit or an expectation to fulfill, and instead becomes a memory, a possibility, a presence defined by its absence. This void compels the man to confront what he truly values. Was her presence a comfort, a convenience, or a genuine source of joy and fulfillment? The answers, often obscured by the daily routines of togetherness, become starkly clear in the silence of her departure. He is then no longer reacting to her presence, but to the absence of that presence, and in that vacuum, a deeper, more authentic desire can arise, a desire born not of obligation, but of a genuine yearning for what has been released. This is the alchemy of absence, my friends, a transformative process where letting go becomes the very key to a deeper, more resonant connection, not by force, but by the quiet power of true detachment. Let us now turn our gaze to another powerful dimension of this phenomenon, the irresistible pull exerted by a woman who embodies true autonomy. In a world that often encourages codependency, where individuals can become entangled in the emotional needs and expectations of others, the woman who confidently walks her own path, who possesses an unshakable sense of self, becomes a beacon. When such a woman chooses to let go, she is not merely releasing a person, she is asserting her sovereignty, affirming that her happiness and well-being are not contingent upon another's presence. And this, my friends, is profoundly attractive. Consider the mountain, steadfast and unyielding, yet inviting to those who seek its summit. It does not chase the climber, it simply exists, embodying its own immense strength. The climber, drawn by its inherent power, approaches with respect and intentionality. Similarly, a woman who truly owns her path, who cultivates her own inner landscape, her passions, her purpose, emanates a quiet strength. When she lets go, she communicates a clear message, not in words but in action. My journey continues with or without you. My worth is not defined by our connection, but by who I am. This echo of autonomy resonates deeply within a man. Why? Because it speaks to a fundamental human yearning for genuine partnership, not a relationship built on neediness or dependency, but one forged between two complete individuals. When a woman lets go, she demonstrates her self-sufficiency. She reveals that she is not afraid of solitude, that she trusts her own inner resources to navigate the complexities of life. This independence is not a barrier, it is an invitation to a different kind of connection, one based on respect, admiration, and a shared journey rather than a merging of incomplete halves. Moreover, a man is often drawn to what he perceives as a challenge, not in a superficial game-playing sense, but in the sense of finding a partner who inspires growth, who holds her own ground. When a woman lets go, she subtly challenges him to recognize her value, not just as a partner, but as an individual. She doesn't demand his attention, she inspires it through her very being. She doesn't cling to his presence, she offers the possibility of a relationship with a woman who is whole, complete, and unburdened by external validation. This profound sense of autonomy, this quiet confidence in her own worth, creates an echo that reverberates in the man's heart, drawing him back, not out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire to be with someone who truly owns her path. Let us now explore what I call the gift of reflection. The profound opportunity for re-evaluation and appreciation that arises when space is created, especially when a woman, through her own agency, chooses to let go. In the constant motion of daily life amidst the familiar rhythms of proximity, it is all too easy for us to take things and indeed people for granted. Like the air we breathe or the ground beneath our feet, their consistent presence can fade into the background, their value unnoticed until their absence makes itself profoundly felt. When a woman lets go, she isn't merely creating physical distance, she is creating emotional and psychological space. This space acts as a mirror, reflecting back to the man the reality of what has been. Before this separation, his perception might have been colored by routine, by expectation, or even by unspoken grievances. The constant availability, the comfortable familiarity, can sometimes dull the sharp edges of true appreciation. He might have focused on minor imperfections, on unmet expectations, or simply failed to consciously acknowledge the myriad ways her presence enriched his life. The act of letting go, therefore, serves as a powerful catalyst. It forces him out of complacency. He is confronted not by her demands, but by the quiet absence of her presence. In this new silence, the echoes of shared laughter, the warmth of her companionship, the subtle ways she supported him, or the unique qualities that made her special, begin to emerge with striking clarity. It is in this reflective space that he truly begins to feel her absence, not just intellectually, but emotionally. He starts to recall specific moments, conversations, gestures, and begins to piece together the true tapestry of their connection. This reflection is not always immediate or comfortable. It can be accompanied by a sense of loss, regret, or even confusion, but it is precisely in this discomfort that growth occurs. He is given the invaluable opportunity to see the relationship and the woman through a new lens, one unclouded by the assumptions of constant availability. He begins to appreciate her not for what she gave him, but for who she was to him and what her unique presence added to his life. This re-evaluation, born from the gift of reflection, often leads to a deeper, more profound appreciation, an understanding of value that was perhaps obscured by the very proximity he once enjoyed. It is this newfound clarity, this appreciation forged in the fires of absence, that can ignite a powerful desire to reclaim what was released, but this time with a greater understanding and a more profound sense of gratitude. Let us now examine how the act of letting go serves as a powerful unmasking agent, revealing the true intentions that lie beneath the surface of a relationship. In the comfort of routine, connections can sometimes morph into habits. We stay together not always out of active, passionate choice, but out of inertia, out of a fear of change, or simply because it has become the path of least resistance. When a woman, with clear intention, steps back and releases her hold, she compels both herself and the man to confront the raw truths of their connection. Is it convenience, or is it genuine, heartfelt desire? Consider a skilled artisan who crafts a piece of pottery. While it is on the wheel, its form is fluid, easily shaped. But once fired, its shape is set, its true nature revealed. Similarly, in the ongoing flow of a relationship, the true form of connection can sometimes be obscured by the constant give and take, the shared history, the comfortable familiarity. When one party, in this case the woman, initiates a letting go, it is akin to stepping away from the wheel. The man is no longer reacting to the ongoing shaping, he is confronted with the form that has been created, or perhaps the form that has been allowed to remain unformed. This unmasking forces him to distinguish between comfortable habit and genuine longing. Did he seek her presence because she was simply there, a reliable fixture in his life, fulfilling certain roles and needs? Or did he truly desire her unique spirit, her individuality, her very essence? The absence created by her departure strips away the layers of routine and expectation, leaving only the fundamental question, what do I truly feel for this woman independent of our established pattern? It is in this stark light that true intentions are revealed. If the connection was primarily driven by convenience, by a desire to avoid loneliness, or by a lack of alternatives, then her departure may simply lead to a shift in habit, and he may move on relatively easily. But if his feelings were rooted in genuine admiration, deep affection, a recognition of her irreplaceable value, then her absence will stir a profound inner conflict. He will be forced to confront the depths of his feelings, to acknowledge the void she has left, and to understand that what he had was far more than a mere habit. This unmasking of true intentions, catalyzed by the act of letting go, is often the pivotal moment where a man realizes the true significance of what he had, and indeed what he may have lost, leading him to fall harder, not for the idea of her, but for the authentic connection he now recognizes was truly present. And finally, my earnest listeners, let us contemplate the ultimate lesson woven into this tapestry of human connection, the challenge of reciprocity, and how the act of letting go can inspire a deeper, more profound investment from the man. In the dance of relationships, there is a delicate balance of giving and receiving. When one party consistently invests more, or when their presence is simply taken for granted, the natural flow can become stagnant. The act of letting go, far from being a defeat, can be a powerful catalyst for re-establishing this balance and for prompting a man to step up and meet the woman where she stands, or rather, where she chooses to stand independently. Consider a gardener who meticulously tends to a sapling, watering it, providing sunlight, protecting it from harsh winds. If the sapling shows no sign of growth, no reciprocal response to the care, the gardener may at some point need to step back to allow the plant to draw on its own inherent strengths, or to reveal if it truly has the will to thrive. Similarly, in a relationship, if a woman constantly pours her energy, her affection, her very being into a connection that is not being equally met, a natural imbalance occurs. She may feel unappreciated, and he may grow complacent, never truly challenged to match her level of investment. When a woman lets go, she issues a silent yet profound challenge. She is in essence saying, I have given what I can. Now the space is open for you to meet me. Not out of obligation, but out of genuine desire and commitment. This act of release shifts the dynamic. It removes the comfortable cushion of her constant presence and compels the man to consider his own contribution, his own level of investment. Was he truly reciprocating her efforts? Was he valuing her presence as much as she was offering it? This challenge of reciprocity is not about manipulation, it is about self-respect and the pursuit of a genuinely balanced partnership. For the man, this can be a wake-up call. He realizes that the relationship and her presence in his life is not a given. He is presented with an opportunity to step up, to demonstrate his own value, his own commitment, and his own desire to be with her. This often leads to a deeper, more conscious investment on his part. He is no longer simply reacting to her presence, he is actively pursuing her, demonstrating his willingness to meet her on an equal footing, to prove that his desire is not merely passive but an active, reciprocal force. And it is this deeper investment, this conscious choice to pursue and commit, that often leads him to fall harder, for he is now not just receiving, but actively contributing to the flourishing of the connection, driven by a renewed appreciation and a powerful desire to truly meet her where she chooses to be, on her own terms.